When you decide to lose weight, it can be tempting to tell other people about it. But in today's video, we're going to talk about why it might be better to keep it private. Now, you might be thinking, why are you saying it's a good idea to keep your weight loss journey private when obviously you have made yours public? And that's true. Like, I have shared my 80-pound weight loss journey with the world. And overall, I'm glad I did that. But in the beginning, I did not share my weight loss journey. In fact, I lost the initial 65 pounds and kept it off for about a year before I went public with any of it. In hindsight, there are several reasons why I'm glad that I kept the weight loss journey private. The first reason is that there's less pressure. The odds are good that you're already going to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself. When you decide to lose weight, you can kind of start to feel like you need to do it right now. You need to get it all done, and it should only take you a few weeks, or it should only take you a couple months at most. And you can put all this pressure on yourself. And when you tell other people, it only increases that pressure. And the reality is weight loss takes a while. In fact, it takes a lot longer than you think it's going to. And so having a lot of pressure over a long period of time just makes things a lot harder, which is not good. You want it to feel easy. You want it to be able to be something that you can sustain for the rest of your life. On the other hand, when you are feeling like everyone is watching what you're doing because you've told people, like, I'm trying to lose weight, then you can feel like there's a lot of pressure, like everybody's watching every bite you take, which just adds to the stress, which can actually backfire, and you can end up stress eating because of all the stress that you feel that you're under. Which leads me into the second reason, which is it's a lot easier to make changes and to make little tweaks to your plan when no one knows what you're doing. Weight loss is mostly trial and error, with an emphasis on the error. You know, in the beginning, you're probably gonna make your weight loss plan a lot harder than it needs to be. And you're gonna need to be able to change it as you go along based on the information you gather as you start implementing your plan. But that's a lot harder to do if you have publicly declared you're gonna do one certain plan. You know, for example, if you decided like, okay, I'm gonna never eat sugar again, and you say that to people, then, you know, like 2 weeks later, when you decide like, I don't like this, I want to have cake sometimes or something like that, it's going to be really hard to make that change. Whereas if you just never said anything to anybody about it, you could just try that out for 2 weeks. You could just, tell yourself, I'm not going to eat sugar for 2 weeks, and then see how that goes for you. And, if you decide like, hey, that's not going to work, it's no big deal. You can just make a change and move on with your life. The third reason to keep your weight loss journey private is that when you make it public, you are inviting commentary and advice. And most of the time, it's not very helpful. The thing is, weight loss is difficult, and you're probably not going to have very much confidence in the beginning about what you're doing. And then, a lot of times people come along and they'll give you advice that's really not that helpful. It's funny to me, like, even though I have this channel and I've lost the weight and I've kept it off, people will still comment with what I find to be unhelpful advice, things that really would not work for me. Like, so many people have left comments saying, oh, you should go keto and then you would have lost the weight faster and all these things. However, I do know that had I made this whole journey public, I would have definitely had people telling me like, there's no way that you can just eat whatever you want and still lose weight. Like, they'd be trying to tell me to eliminate things, which is something I tried, my whole life. That's what my plan was, to like, okay, I got to eliminate these things and I got to get them out of my life forever. And that's the way I'll lose weight. But those foods always came back. So this time, I had to learn how to just eat all the food, and it's worked for me. But it would have been very difficult to do that had I made all this public when I was going through it. And the commentary can also bring in comparison too, like where, the person's going to say, oh, well, I lost, 5 pounds a week doing it this way. And then that can make your victories, like losing a pound a week, feel like small in comparison. And so again, you can start to doubt yourself, which then can ultimately derail your whole plan. The fourth reason to keep it private is because then you have to hold yourself accountable. One reason why people want to share in the first place is because they think, well, then I'll have people that will hold me accountable. But the problem with that is ultimately you are the one who is accountable for every bite that goes into your mouth, for getting up and, going out for your walk or going out for your run or whatever the thing is that you've decided you needed to do in order to lose weight. But if you put that on other people, then it makes it so that you think they're responsible for your weight loss and not yourself. Ultimately, the weight loss journey is about you. It's a very personal thing. In fact, it's one of the most personal things because it's about your body and what you are putting into your body. And for that reason, it can be really helpful, at least in the beginning, to keep things private. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. I'll see you in the next one.